to emphasize on the fact that prior to offering our aircraft to India, a precondition was that we have to have government-to-government approvals, etc., to ensure that we can transfer the necessary technology to India and also to ensure the long-term support to India. And the Swedish government has put this on the table to the Indian government, reinsuring that we will support the Gripen program 100% all the way through its 40 or 50 years lifetime. So that's a reinsurance from the Swedish government, from us to India. And I think if we go back, we can talk about a number of programs where we as a nation, not only us as a company, during the end of the 90s, for instance, we continued our support and our deliveries to India despite certain blockades, etc. That's something we're extremely proud of. We will always honor our orders. If we sign an order, if the Swedish government has signed it and they are backing us, and that's let's say an honor for us to do that, and we're always doing it all over the world. India is one of the examples.
I think we can have a magazine and a newspaper, a magazine and a newspaper.
No, next to you.
How do you see India as a potential market versus other parts of Asia?
Please, we can't hear you. A little louder. We can't hear
Me?
your question. Yeah.
Okay. How do you see India as a potential market in future versus other parts of the Asia? That's one. The second is the historical journey of it in India. Can you give us a little bit background, the way you started and you have progressed till now, and what are your plans for next 10 years? And if you can also indicate which all projects you are currently active with in India. And how do you look at private sector in terms of if they have matured enough to deliver their supplies, quality supplies, back to the forces, and thereby your potential of cooperation with them. And in case you have tied up with them, can you elaborate on those tie-ups?
Okay, I will try to do that with my knowledge after 2 months, but I have some colleagues here that can help me out. Basically, if I take the Indian market, first of all, you have an extremely strong economy, and you have also proven that you have a lot of technical skills. I learned that you are educating 600,000 engineers each and every year. If you compare that with a country like Sweden that have 9 million people, then you can understand it's an interesting market in many ways. Of course, as a market to sell and develop and produce products here to such a growing market. Another thing is that the engineering capabilities and skills, especially in the Western world, is something that is shrinking. That means that we also see a great possibility to utilize Indian capabilities for the whole world. Exactly when we sold our first product to the Indian market, I don't know, but what I learned is that we started 30 years ago, and I know that Carl Gustav anti-tank gun have been here for many years, and the ammunition is also produced here in India.
If you can clarify, where are these ammunitions being produced? Which partner?
By the Ordnance Factory. We have a license agreement that we signed in 1975.
Since 1975?
Yes, and since then they are producing our ammunition, parts of the weapons as well, and that's an ongoing business.
And your third question, so I understand it.
Your active projects in India, which all projects you are looking at, how do you see their potentials?
Yeah, I mean, you mean the potential for us?
And you're active with those, some of the projects.
Yeah, maybe you would like to take that.
Well, I'll do that. I mean, if we exclude the MMRCA, which is of course the single biggest one, not only in India, I think it's the mother of all businesses right now, as they call it. We're also into, I would say, both the armed forces, the army, and the naval programs. In the army, we can mention the battlefield management system. We talked about the Carl-Gustaf, we call it the ground combat systems. Both Carl-Gustaf as well as other, we call it breaching weapons, which is basically the disposable weapons. We are looking at a number of missile programs, both ground-to-air missiles, as well as coastal defense and anti-ship missile programs. Going to the Navy, we're looking at combat management systems, we're looking at cooperation with BEL in regards to radars, on ship-based radars, the Sea Giraffe to be specific. We have since, I think now a year and a half back, so a cooperation with Bell on a low-profile or stealth radar technology. So Navy, yes, Army, yes, and of course Air Force as well, not only for the MMRCA, but also air defense and command and control programs. Underwater, I can also mention that we're looking at AUVs. We're looking at cooperation with NSTL on torpedo and AUV programs. It's a widespread. And we also now are, I would say, looking at what we call the civil security market, which includes everything from airport solutions to security, harbor security, security of important facilities, etc. So I would say we are more or less offering our complete portfolio to India.
How do you view the offset policy in India?
Well, offset is a very normal way of doing business in many countries, and we have been very successful to fulfill those obligations in other nations when we have sold great programs, and we don't see any big issue with the things that we have promised for the Gripen. We have said that half of the value, of the order value, we are committed to offsets, and due to that we are belonging to a big group that contains Ericsson, Scania, Sandvik, Atlas Copco, which have I forgotten now? ABB, Alfa Laval. We believe that we should be able to do that here as well.
What is the maximum percentage of offset
we come back
obligation
to you now, because
that you have
there are other
gone
people
for?
also waiting. Rahul.
A lot of the competitors in the MMRCA contract have had some deals, some of the other deals landing up in their lap, whether it's Boeing getting the C-17 Lockheed, C-130J, the FGFA with the Russians, the Mirage upgrade with the French. Do you think this puts them in a certain kind of advantage because they've got their foot in the door? They are learning how to do business with the Indian Air Force. Does it
I think there are different pros and cons for everyone. I think that's the case, and that's normally in each and every deal that we do in each and every business. I think we as Swede, we will never talk about, we try to talk about our own product, that we think it's extremely fine. I think we have a strong commitment to full technology transfer, and I think the history of Sweden doing business within India is huge. So I think we take it from there. What they have sold before or what deals they have, I mean, I can't comment that, and that's up to, in the end of the day, the decision for the Indian government, what they would like to choose. So
you always pitch the Gripen as the independent choice, but how do you propose to counter the clout of countries like, say, the US, Russia, or France, and all their heads of state, political clout? They're visiting India over the next couple of months. What kind of government backing are you getting from your own government?
We have, again, 9 million people close to the Nordic Arctic Pole. Is of course doesn't have the same political power. On the other hand, that could also be beneficial for a country like India who would like to have their own decisions. We have the full backing from our Swedish government, the full support. We are also, in this case, from a Swedish perspective, how the deal will look like if we are selected. It will also be a government-to-government deal. So we have the full support from the Swedish authorities. But we don't. We try to sell a fine product and transfer the technology, and that's it.
What does the independent choice mean according to you?
Yeah, it means that we come with extremely good aircraft, with the best technology in the world, an open platform where you can integrate your weapon system, the weapons that you like, and also that it's independent in the person that we as a small nation like Sweden, when we sell our products, we sell products, nothing else. The rest you have to figure out yourself. Yes.
Yesterday, Lockheed Martin touted the fact that GE was their main advantage, the engine, and you have the same engine, the same company's engine. So what would be your strength? Would it be the fact that you're talking about an independent choice? Would that be your strength in the competition?
Well, first of all, I think the strength with us is that we have a very good aircraft with and as I said, been proven also now the last rehearsal in NATO been proved as and selected as the best aircraft. So I think I feel that we are comfortable with that, and it's also affordable. I think that's also something that is important. We are a small nation, therefore we can't spill or be not taking care of the money that we earn in a bad way. So we are efficient company, efficient processes, and also the lifetime cost of the Gripen. We are very sure that these are the best one in the competition. Another thing, it's easy to handle. I mean, you change an engine in an hour, and the turnaround time is extremely short. And another thing, if we make a comparison with Sweden and India, I know that you have many remote airfields, small airfields, and that's how Sweden is built up as well. Basically, you can land the Gripen on a big aircraft carrier without any hook. So it's so I think we have a good offer as it is, and I know that the Indian government and the Air Force have the skill to choose what they think is best.